Hello people of the tube, welcome to this next video in which I'm going to be looking at what is in this little parcel. This is an early Christmas present and I'm being naughty and I'm opening it today to have a look at what is in the box. And I know a lot of people like what's in the box videos, so I'm going to do one on what's in there. But before I get to that, I just want to do a quick shout out for Kettering General Hospital, where I've been for the last few days. I've come away with a war wound, which is my own fault from bending my arm from the IV connector thingy. But those guys, you don't realise it when you are outside of the hospitals. You hear about how busy they are, and you hear about governments talking about overloading hospitals and trying to take the strain off of the NHS, but it isn't until you go in that you really do realise the state of play in hospitals right now. Now, I'm not going to harp on it for too much, but I will just mention that the hospitals themselves appear deserted when you first go in because they're keeping everybody in their own bed areas, obviously because of the COVID situation right now. But actually on the wards, the guys are just so busy. The NHS is understaffed anyway, we all know that. But the amount of people that are off ill at the moment and other colleagues are trying to cover is incredible. Several of the nurses that were on my ward have already had COVID over the summer. While I was there, 2 other nurses were ill. We don't know obviously what they were ill from. One poor girl's pulse just went through the roof and she was sent home. But those that are there and covering are just crazy. One of my nurses, she would be doing my blood pressure 1 minute, the next minute she's dishing out dinners to everybody, the next minute she's just checking everything's okay, then she's doing bed baths, and then they're doing blood tests, and they just never stop. And you see them coming in the morning and they're as fresh as a daisy, and when they go home you can just see how completely shattered they are. And the next morning they come in, and I don't know how they do it, but they are as bright as a button. They're happy, they're bubbly, they're upbeat, and my heart just goes out to them. And we really, I know everybody says it, but it's not until you go in a hospital, we really do need to wear our masks, keep our distance, and just try and relieve the pressure. Whilst I was in at Kettering, we were getting people coming in from hospitals up north where they're overrun with COVID for emergency operations. Thankfully, I didn't need one. Everything checked out okay, and I came home, and now I'm just sort of resting. Haven't played the guitar in a week, so I'm going to be as rusty as you like. I've got a lot of catching up to do, and I'm hoping to pick that up and play that for the first time in a week today. So, back to what is in this box. Now, I'm not going to harp on about all the medical stuff, but there is one more medical related story that I need to go through before I open this box, and that is that those of you that follow me will know that I am deaf in my right ear, and I have been deaf for as long as I can remember, back to when I was a tiny tot. And with that comes a pretty bad case of tinnitus. For those of you that are old enough to remember, and most of us are mature on this channel, for those of you that can remember and you're in the UK, think back to the days when we only had 3 TV channels. Remember those days? It's a while ago. But if you think back to those days, at the end of the transmission, so I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, you used to get the trade test card transmission screen come up, and then a high-pitched whistle or whine noise. The only thing I can liken it is the noise in my head is like that all the time. Now, from the very early days, I had learnt to tune that out. So while I was at school, I've learnt to tune that noise out, and I can make it background noise. And whilst I did that, I have also learnt to tune out what I can only refer to as repetitive noise. So if I'm in a canteen with all the hustle and bustle and everything that's going on, I can actually sit there and read a book because I can tune all that noise out and put it into background noise, or like white noise. And I've done it with all sorts of things, repetitive noises. So when I'm playing the guitar with a metronome, I was finding that I would start off playing to the metronome, and very quickly I would lose it. I would lose the sound. I would stop listening to it. And I think that what I'm doing is I'm doing what I've done for the last 50 odd years, is I've learnt to tune out that repetitive noise. So when you're playing, I find it very difficult to concentrate on the tab, to concentrate on listening to the notes, and also to concentrate on listening to the metronome. And I've been saying to Michael for the longest time, I'm struggling with the metronome, struggling with it. And I think that's probably what it was. So, I bit the bullet. I have opened this previously. I bit the bullet. And what I bought myself is a Soundbrenner Core Steel. I spoiled myself because it's a Christmas present. It is the top of the range. And one of the reasons why I went with this is somebody said to me when I was talking about this metronome issue that what about, you know, a vibration? So grabbing like a phone with a vibration. And one of the applications on here that I particularly like is the Soundbrenner metronome. And I've used that quite a bit. It's very simple to use. It's quite functional. You can either tap in the number of beats per minute, or you can just rotate around with the knob there. Hopefully this screenshot is coming up in the video. You can just rotate that around. There's a whole load of different time signatures that you can choose from. I'll leave it as 4/4. You can change the subdivision to a whole load of different choices in here. I'll leave it as the normal. And then you can also set the song duration, which is something else that I quite like. And you can set it off. You can set the duration by the number of bars or the amount of time that you want it to run, which I quite like. So, for instance, if I'm doing 1 minute chord changes or whatever, then sometimes I will put in here 1 minute and have the metronome running so that I am trying to do the chord changes actually to the metronome. It's a bit strange, but it works for me. You can also tap the tempo out if you want to, and then you can obviously play that. And the nice thing I like about it is it does, you probably won't have heard that, but it will count you in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then then it will run. You can have the screen flash. So if I just set that running.
3, 4.
Okay. Let's just change that so it's not on the time, because I've got it running for 1 second. I tell you, guys, I'm so not with it at the moment. I really shouldn't be doing this video.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So there we go. You get a nice sort of flash as you count it in, and then you get the flash at the top, and you can accentuate the first note. So it's all fairly straightforward, and you can also have song libraries and set lists, so that if you are going to a gig, you can load up your set list, and it will choose the appropriate metronome timings. Sorry, my language is all over the place at the moment because I'm still drugged up on that. But you can set the time signature and the beats per minute and everything else. You can load that all in, and then it will just go from song to song, which I think is a really, really nice feature. So this is the box. It's a nice, well-packaged box. Mine does seem to have been thrown around a little bit in transit. It would have, for me, because I'm a bit OCD about such things, rather than it being in a jiffy bag, I would have preferred that they would have done what Amazon do and put it inside a box, so that this box isn't quite so dogged. It's not badly dogged, but it is just a little bit. But it's a nice box, and you slide the top off, and then you have almost like a book style affair to open it up. And that immediately says to me that this is, you know, quite a quality product. Now, these things aren't cheap as far as metronomes go. It is very, very much an indulgence. For me, it's an indulgence for a reason. But yeah, it is, as you would expect, nicely put together. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a break for a moment. I'm going to adjust the camera because I've only got one camera with me today, and we're going to bring it in nice and tight so that you can actually see what's in the box as I open it up. And this is the Soundbrenner Core with the Italian leather strap. I don't particularly like the plastic straps, so I've gone for a leather one. So let's get into that right now. Okay, so this is going to be quite interesting. I'm doing this upside down, which is cool. So this is the Soundbrenner Core Steel. If we just open up the box, then you can see that we have got just some basic information here. There is a little folder here with a nice pouch. So I guess that we can keep the bits and pieces in there. I'm going to pop that away for the moment. And then this is where it all really happens. So we have got just some manuals and things in here. Let's just open this up. Okay, this is the leather strap that we can attach to the watch part, which is there. We'll come to that in just a moment. That looks like a really nice quality strap. I'll just pop that down there for the moment. You then get your manual, which is in English. Hopefully they will send out different versions. As per usual, I tend not to read manuals, so I'll just pop that in there for the moment. There's a little sticker. These are the little, I guess, a double-sided sticky, they're tuner mount adhesives, where you stick these to your guitar with this little magnet, which is pretty strong actually. So you stick that onto your guitar, and then the Soundbrenner, this part will then attach to that so that you can then tune your guitar. Now I'm not actually going to be using those on mine. I've got two guitars and I don't really want to be sticking things onto them. I might change my mind in the fullness of time, and I'm assuming you'll be able to get duplicates of this at some point, but that is a pretty strong magnet. You've then got a share and win little sign up to the community, and you might win something, and we need your support. So they're basically looking for reviews and things on Amazon and the like. So that's basically what comes in that little box. Put that to one side. We've then got this little container here, which if I open that up, okay, we've got some, these are little ear defenders. Okay, so on the unit itself there is a decibel monitor. I'll probably get to that in a moment. But there's a decibel monitor where if the music or the environment where you're in is getting too loud, then an alarm goes off, and obviously then you would be able to wear that. Let me just take those out, put them to one side as well. This is the USB charger for the Soundbrenner. So basically you plug it into USB, it then snaps onto the side with quite a strong magnet there. You can actually turn that upside down. I guess if you wobble it around, yes, it will fall off, so you need to be careful. But that's basically your charging lead. You then got a body strap, and this will go around your upper arm, it will go around a leg, you can also put it around your body. So if you don't actually want the metronome or the watch, whatever you want to call it, on your wrist, then you can strap it to other parts of your body. This is the wrist strap that comes with the unit normally. Now again, you pay a little bit more, but I've gone for the leather strap, but this is the normal strap that comes with it. It actually feels to be quite a good material, and it does also feel as if it's pretty well made. And then this is the metronome watch, whatever you want to call it, itself. And that literally, you drop it onto there, and that actually fixes very well. To take it off, you've actually got to physically twist it to take it off. So as you put it on, it snaps into position, which is rather nice. So that is everything in the box. Let's see if we've got any charge in this thing. Ooh, wow. That vibration is strong, which is really good. I was worried about how strong it was going to be, but that vibration is really, really strong. Now, the other thing that is nice with this unit is it will also hook up to your phone. So I'm not going to do a lot of that now because we'll be here forever, but you can go into the settings and you can actually let's do it, come on. So if we go into here and we can connect up to the watch itself. Okay, let's put that back. So then you've got to bear in mind I'm doing this upside down. You've got the time and the dates on there, and you can see how much of the battery life. I don't know how much of that is going to show up on the camera. You've also then got your metronome, which if you then okay, just need to hold it for a moment to bring up the metronome. So I'm on 90 beats per minute, and if you double tap that,
3, 4.
Then you get your counting on the phone, and you can also see the lights flashing on here. I'll probably need to do that in the dark on another video so you can see that more. But the vibration is very, very, very noticeable, and I'm hoping that that is going to solve my problem when my brain is just putting a normal tick into the background, but you have got both if you need it. So we'll double tap, and you can change all of these items either in the phone, or I think you can actually change them on here as well, but I'm not going to go through this too much. But you just click on that button there and you're into 90 beats. Turn the dial around so we're on 100 and what should we put it on? 125 beats. You can click it again, so I'll put it on, change the different note type. And then if we just start that off.
3, 4.
And you can see that has changed quite significantly to a different beat type. So if we double tap to turn that off, and then if we just, how do we get back? So I'll turn it around for a second. Oh, tap and hold the top one will take you back to the main menu. So we've got a metronome in there, we've got a tuner in there. We've also got the decibel meter, as I mentioned, that's an alarm. We've got a timer, so I can use this to time myself for a 5-minute practice session or whatever, and then the alarm will go off at the end of that. We've also got a stopwatch if we want to time how long we've been playing for, and you've also got your settings in there as well. So that was a very, very quick look at what is in the box and a quick look at the device itself. I think it's a very good quality device. It seems to be very well made, and hopefully I'm going to be very, very pleased with it. If I wanted to be overly critical, the display on the watch could be a little bit more modern. The graphics are ever so slightly blocky, but they're fully functional. They do exactly what you need to do, no more, no less. And for that reason, I think that that bit of criticism is more than just a little bit harsh. It's a very, very, very nice device. What will come in the future with it through firmware updates and things, I don't know. I don't even know whether there will be any. And there are different versions of this. There is the Pulse, which is just the metronome on its own. They of course do the Core without the leather strap, and then this is the top of the range one. A couple of things that I haven't mentioned, and I guess that I ought to, is the watch also hooks up to your phone. So when I was looking at it earlier on, I actually had a phone call come in, and the phone call displayed on my watch so I could see who was calling me, and I think I could have answered it, and I think messages might come up in some fashion as well. It's just in the very bottom of the watch, nothing fancy, But again, if you've got your phone in your pocket, you could have a quick look at your watch and think, okay, yeah, I'll answer that phone call, tap it, and you're obviously going to need some sort of microphone to talk through. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, and this is going to go away until Christmas. So I will give you an update after Christmas and let you know how that side of it works. For those of you that are in bands, one of the other things that I think is really quite clever with this is that you can hook up a number of these watches to your phone, set the beats per minute and the sound, the note duration, etc., and then that will synchronize across all of those devices. So once it's set for one, you know that everybody is going to be playing to the same metronome beat, whether they are doing that via sound or whether they're doing that via the watch and vibration. So I think that that linked with the ability to have your songs that you're playing during that evening is pretty powerful, and I think that's why quite a lot of more professional or band type people are looking at these. I'm looking at this to just get over my deafness, but I think that it's got a lot of applications for a lot of people. So anyway, that is the Soundbrenner Core Steel unboxing, very, very quick look. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, please consider hitting that like button. And if it's your first time here, welcome, and please consider hitting the subscribe button for notifications of more videos coming soon. That will be the bell. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better. The next video, I'm hoping to be looking at the Boss ME80, getting that out and doing some ambient stuff and building on the last lesson. I'm way behind with that, and I'm really looking forward to getting into that over the next few days. So watch this space, and I'll see you on another video coming very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay well. See you again. Bye bye.